A time comes in your life when you finally get it. I saw my life not reflecting the wisdom I'd acquired intellectually, nor all that I had learned from years of training with experts in their fields in order to gain deeper understanding and knowledge. Something was missing. I wasn't living life true to myself and was stuck doing what others expected of me. So I started saying no. I began to make better decisions from my heart. The stuckness fell away as I awakened. This beautiful poem was with me as inspiration. I share it with you now for those times when you're seeking your own awakening. May this poem help wake you up. A time comes in your life when you finally get it. In the midst of all of your fears and insanity, you stop dead in your tracks. And somewhere the voice inside your head cries out, enough. Enough fighting, crying, or struggling to hold on. And like a child quieting down after a blind tantrum, your sobs begin to subside. You shudder once or twice, blink back your tears, and through a mantle of wet lashes, you begin to look at the world through new eyes. This is your awakening. You realize that it's time to stop hoping and waiting for something to change or for happiness, safety, and security to come galloping over the next horizon. You come to terms with the fact that he is not Prince Charming and you are not Cinderella. You realize in the real world, there really aren't always fairy tale endings, and beginnings for that matter, that any guaranteed happily ever after must begin with you. And in the process, a sense of serenity is born of acceptance. You awaken to the fact that you are not perfect, that not everyone will always love, appreciate, or approve of who or what you are, and that's okay. They're entitled to their own views and opinions, and you learn the importance of loving and championing yourself. And in the process, a sense of newfound confidence is born of self-approval. You stop complaining and blaming others for the things they did or didn't do to you, and you learn that the only thing you can really count on is the unexpected. You learn that people don't always say what they mean or mean what they say, that not everyone will always be there for you, and that it's not always all about you. So you learn to stand on your own, to take care of yourself. And in the process, a sense of safety and security is born of self-reliance. You stop judging and pointing fingers. You begin to accept people as they are, to overlook their shortcomings as human frailties. And in the process, a sense of peace and contentment is born of forgiveness. You learn to open up to new worlds and to different points of view. You begin reassessing and redefining who you are and what you really stand for. You learn the difference between wanting and needing. You begin to discard the doctrines and values you've outgrown or should never have bought into to begin with. And in the process, you learn to go with your instincts and your heart. You learn that it is truly in giving that you receive, that there is power and glory in creating and contributing, and you stop maneuvering through life merely as a consumer looking for your next fix. You learn that the principles such as honesty and integrity are not just the outdated ideals of a bygone era, but the mortar that holds together the foundation upon which you must build a life. You learn how to love, how much to give in love, when to stop giving, and when to walk away. You learn not to project your needs or your feelings onto a relationship. You learn that you will not always be more beautiful, more intelligent, more lovable, or more important because of the man or woman on your arm or the child that bears your name. You learn to look at relationships as they really are and not as you would have them be. You stop trying to control people, situations, and outcomes. You learn that alone does not always mean lonely. You look in the mirror and come to terms with the fact that you are not a size 0 or a perfect 10. You stop trying to compete with the image inside your head and agonizing over how you stack up. You come to the realization that you deserve to be treated with love, kindness, sensitivity, and respect. You won't settle for less. And you allow only the hands of a lover who cherish you to glorify you with his or her touch. And in the process, you internalize the meaning of self-respect. You learn that your body really is your temple. You begin to care for it and treat it with respect. You begin eating a balanced diet, drinking more water, and taking more time to exercise. You learn that fatigue diminishes the spirit and can create doubt or fear, so you take more time to rest. And just as food fuels the body, laughter fuels our soul. So you take more time to really laugh and to play. You learn that anything worth achieving is worth working for, and that wishing for something to happen is very different from working towards making it happen. More importantly, you learn that in order to achieve success, you need direction, discipline, and perseverance. You also learn that no one can do it all alone, and that it's okay to risk asking for help. You learn that life isn't always fair. You don't always get what you think you deserve, and that sometimes bad things happen to unsuspecting good people. On those occasions, you learn not to personalize things. You learn that God isn't punishing you or failing to answer your prayers. It's just life happening. You learn to be thankful and to take comfort in the many simple things that we take for granted, things that millions of people upon this earth can only dream about. A full refrigerator, clean running water, a soft, warm bed, and a long, hot shower. Slowly, you begin to take responsibility for yourself by yourself. You make yourself a promise to never betray yourself and to never settle for less than your heart's desire. You hang a wind chime outside your window so you can listen to the wind. You notice nature and the beautiful world around you. Finally, with courage in your heart and God by your side, you take a stand. You take a deep breath and begin to design the life that you want to live for as long and as best you can.